Charlotte Flair holding up that Divas Championship one last time. And it's the last time as we crown the inaugural WWE Women's Championship, the title being held up high. The only way to win is via pinfall or submission, as this is a triple threat match, and under triple threat rules, there are no countouts, there are no disqualifications, anything goes. There is a possibility for so much. And with Charlotte having this sport in her blood, she becomes the biggest target. Being the current Divas champion, it's about switching into the new era of the women's era. And now, look at the bridge out by Becky. Becky looking for a backslide on Sasha, but Charlotte looking for a roll through here on a cover. All these pin combos looking to get an early victory on the other. But all it takes is 3 seconds, one perfect shot, and you call yourself the new WWE Women's Champion. And with Becky out of the equation for the time being, it comes to Charlotte and Sasha. You heard Sasha say, who's the baddest? Sasha, the legit boss, with a Hurricane Rana, takes down Charlotte Flair. And Charlotte making sure that Sasha pays, driving her into the corner. Charlotte ducks under Becky. One for a double sunset. Didn't get it. There are so many moving parts in this. Got to keep yourself protected at all cost. And a deep arm drag by Becky, and another one to Sasha. Look at how she has this arm bar applied, where the pressure is of the knee on the neck, on the side of the head, forcing Sasha down to apply more pressure. But as they're back up, talk about pressure, that back elbow. And that's that third factor. That's what it's like about having three factors, because it can be a one-on-one match for a short period of time, but then something like that can happen where Charlotte Flair driving Sasha, but Becky back into the mix, taking out Charlotte on the outside on the floor. And now it's Becky looking to pick up some steam here. Charlotte looking for that figure eight. And a kick to the midsection and a knee right to the face of Charlotte. And an inverted DDT pulls the leg back for the cover. Will it be? And it is not. And trapping that left arm will allow Becky to connect with that disarmer. And if that disarmer connects, we could be calling Becky Lynch the new WWE Women's Champion. Oh no, Charlotte. Oh! What a backbreaker off the top. Unique offense by Charlotte. Charlotte has the opportunity, but the window is as limited as Sasha Banks taking the time to recover on the outside as Charlotte goes for a cover, but only enough for a 1 count. Interesting, after what Becky has endured, you'd think she'd be down for at least a half a second longer, a full second. But right now, Charlotte going to work on that left leg, the hamstring. This is why Charlotte is so dangerous. Looking for that figure eight again. But here comes Sasha Banks back into the mix. You can see her gear inspired by the late, great Eddie Guerrero, somebody she absolutely admired. Somebody who made her want to become a WWE superstar. Oh, Becky face first in that top turnbuckle, roll through. And oh, Becky trying to work on that arm, but Charlotte doing everything to fight out of it. Roll up. Shoulders down. Becky again looking for it now. She's got an arm bar. Trying to get... And now Ric Flair getting involved, creating a distraction. There was no disqualification. It's almost like Becky has some sort of Kimura lock. This is locked in tight. It's like a modified Kimura lock of some sorts, the way the arm is being stretched out. Here comes Sasha Banks to get involved to break things up. And Becky throws Sasha out of the mix again. And Charlotte takes advantage of the opportunity, slamming Becky into the mat. And now looking for that figure four. And now the figure four is locked in. But once that figure four gets turned into the figure eight, it's going to be easy as over. Sasha with a frog splash to crown a new champion. Oh my God, that's as close to 3 as you get. Charlotte unable to fully bridge because of the arm that's been damaged by Becky Lynch, who's been working on that arm throughout the match, looking to go for that disarmer. What a match we are witnessing here at WrestleMania. It's all about crowning the inaugural women's champion. Oh, double knees, counter. Becky from behind. Sasha trying to fight out of it, but the German from Becky making sure that Sasha Banks doesn't break out of that time. Becky just got stunned by Charlotte. Boom. Pump handle into like some sort of uranagi. Sasha saving this match. Just when you think you're about to win, it's that third factor. You've got all these moving parts in a match, in a multi-woman match, multi-person matches. You're always going to have that other factor. It's very difficult to keep it 2 women at a time, and with a third factor involved, it's so difficult to go for a pinfall without the third person breaking things up. And Becky has had an extremely impressive showing in this match. Becky realizing she has the opportunity of a lifetime to win the women's championship, which will mean the Divas Championship will be defunct, and do it on the grandest stage of them all. Oh, Sasha launching herself at Charlotte. It almost seemed like a suicide dive, but turned it into like a cannonball. Watch this. Rolled through and turn it into like a cannonball. And just wooing at Sasha is Ric Flair. Oh. And Becky taking out the Nature Boy. And Becky Lynch just took out Flair. Ric Flair has been taken out. And it seems the crowd here is loving it. Well, this is a good strategy. Ric Flair, we've already seen him a couple times get involved in the mix of this match. So, evening the odds in a way with his triple threat match almost being a sort of say fatal 4-way without Ric Flair making contact with any of the other 2 superstars. Oh no. Charlotte up at the top. What a moonsault, taking out the playing field. Go big or go home because we're in Dallas. When you're in Texas, you go big or you go home. And that's exactly what the Queen, Charlotte Flair, has just done. Charlotte, it's in her blood, it's in her genetics to be a great in this sport, just like her father. Look at this. Natural selection goes to the cover. New women's champ. And Becky at 2. And now 1 for Sasha. Charlotte, a look of disbelief on her face, says the story. Thought the natural selection that has put many of her opponents away. This time, it is not enough. There is so much at stake when you're on the grandest stage of them all. You don't get an opportunity like this, doesn't come too often. You may only get it once in your career if you're lucky to even just compete on the stage. But to compete on this stage for the biggest championship in your division, it's the opportunity of a lifetime. And Charlotte looking for a powerbomb on Sasha Banks. Banks trying to counter. And a drop kick. And both Charlotte and Banks take it out. Becky for the victory for a WrestleMania moment. Becky with a disarmer. Disarmer locked in. Nowhere to go. There are no rope breaks in this triple threat match. Will Charlotte be forced to tap? Will it be Becky's night? Charlotte trying to crawl for dear life. There's no break. But here comes Sasha back into the mix. Sasha looking for the bank statement. The bank statement now locked in deep. Will Becky tap? Becky trying to squirm. Oh, turn it into a crucifix. Oh, to roll her back into the center. Great counter. Charlotte. And now the figure 4. Sasha maybe forced to tap. Now Sasha trying to fight out of it. And the boss with a reversal. The damage has been reversed onto Sasha. Trying to push up with a test. She's got it. And Becky holds on for dear life to make sure Sasha doesn't tap. And Becky saving this one. These 3 women are laying it all on the line. No, they're at the end of the day, with what these 3 women are willing to put their bodies through in this match, what they're willing to endure. At the end of this match, there will be no questions asked about who deserves it, who earned the victory, because these 3 are giving it everything they've got. With all 3 women on their knees in the middle of the ring in a triangle there. Look at this from Becky and Sasha. Double team on Charlotte. Get the danger out of the equation. And Becky and Sasha turning their attention to each other. And a spear by Charlotte takes out Sasha Banks. And Becky driving Charlotte into the corner. Becky perching Charlotte up at the top. Charlotte trying to fight free. Do whatever you can to get the upper hand. You need to hit a home run right now, because that's what it's going to take to bring this one on home. There's these two fight at it. Sasha Banks back into the mix. Becky, take it off the top. Clubbing blows to Charlotte Flair. Becky sent Sasha into Charlotte. What in the world is about to go on here? Superplex. Becky takes out Charlotte. And now it comes down to Sasha, who's trying to pull herself back up. Becky looking to finish this one off once and for all. But Sasha laying on her feet. Look at this, Sasha from behind. One more time. The bank statement. Charlotte already back into the mix, realizing the title was in deep trouble. And now the figure four on Becky, trying to pull herself up after all the damage that's been done to her arm. Ric Flair's pulling. Becky with no choice but to tap out. Flair at Sasha. Charlotte is still champion, but as we move from the Divas Championship to the Women's Championship, a new era has begun, and the face of this new era is the Queen herself, Charlotte. We knew Ric Flair was going to be a factor. Let's get a look at this. The bank statement on Becky Lynch. Charlotte comes into the play, back into the mix, dumps Charlotte, goes to the figure four, tries to turn to the figure eight, and she gets it. Charlotte with that submission locked in. Sasha tries to get back in the ring, but Ric Flair holding onto the leg of Sasha. And Becky with nowhere to go, tapping out. What a championship match, ending in a devastating way for Sasha Banks. All she could do was watch as Ric Flair held her leg while Becky was trapped in the center of the ring. What a moment at WrestleMania as Charlotte stands tall as your new WWE Women's Champion.